Slideshow number 3. As you've seen from the last video, from that picture, the last video to this picture, the car got put away in the storage area again for about a year and a half. I was afraid to make the bead roll on the side there. I thought I'd make a mistake. I finally just said, hey, I've got to do it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I can straighten it. Here I'm rolling the edge back under the bottom of the bead roll, where the sides will fit up against it. I've got that pretty good. You look up underneath what it looks like there. I'm putting the hood sides on it. What I need to do now is make sure everything fits around the grill area. Make sure that wraps around and looks nice and fits all the nice gaps all the way around there. Another shot from the side, from the front area, and it feels pretty good now that I've got a hood on the car. I don't have to use that miserable fiberglass thing that was really bad stuff. The rest of the stuff wasn't too bad, but the hood was horrible. Okay, fiberglass front fenders. I'm going to widen the front fenders, or sawing that and spreading this open. I've got 3-inch wider rear fenders, and I want a straight line for my front, going from front of the fender to the very back fender. Don't want the running board kicking out or anything, so I'm widening it up that way. Here's the running board. I'm bending it in a radius brake, putting about 1.5 inch radius on it to match the fender. Taking my shrinkers and stretchers, that'll be the stretcher, and stretching the curve into it. On the back side, it's just flipped to a 90, real sharp, and the radius on the other. Again, I'm flipping the front edge up so it will bolt to the front fender, and then I gotta get it and shrink that a little bit and put a curl on it because the fender has some radius in there. Alright, welding in the side to bring the fender on down. Running board to match the fender on the side there. Alright, going to build splash aprons now, and it looks like I've got an original splash apron. I don't remember where I got that from, but that'll give me the radius of what I'm looking at. I know the original ones they've got a curve in them, but the way I made my frame, I could just keep them straight, so it saved me a little bit of time. Here I'm putting a 90-degree bend on the bottom and on the top, so there's the radius, 90. One will give it strength on top, the other one will clamp good to the running board. So I've got that much taken care of. Now this area here is a transition that'll go up towards the front of the car. So there it is on the running board. Now all I need to do is make that centerpiece. There it is, clamped together without the piece in there. I used bent pipe. It had the right deal, kind of used it as a hammer form, and made that transition piece. Worked out good for me. That took care of it. Clamped it on. There's it. Got that piece in there and going up. Here I made a H channel so I could mount my running boards to the frame. I had to build some braces off the frame to give it some strength there. Alright, radiator. I got the biggest core I could find. Looked through the radiator book, and now I'm building a upper and lower tanks. Lower tanks all taken care of. Now I'm mounting it in there and seeing how to shape the upper one to look good. And here I am hammering the edge over. The back of the radiator kind of kicks back over, holds a little more water. Maybe it looks a little better or something. I don't know. Anyway, this time I'm just TIG welding everything together, or MIG welding. I didn't have a TIG at that time, so I'm MIGging it, trying to make sure I don't overlap, or make sure I overlap my welds so it won't leak anywhere. Sent it to the radiator shop, had them check it all out, and then I brought it home, painted it black, and worked good for me. Alright, building headers. I couldn't get all 4 of them down through the frame, so I'm doing a tri-Y setup. So there's this side going together. On the other side I had to go up and over around. At that time I didn't know anything about donuts, so I just made a bunch of cuts. That center one right there going over the top is just a bunch of cuts welded to make that smaller radius bend, and then welded it all back together and metal finished it. Okay, going to work on the rear rolled pan now. I wanted to bring that on down. So here I'm holding got the radius bend in it. Now I need to bend the edge. It'll bolt up against the bottom of the car. So pull that over with a pair of vice grips and getting those two sections up. Tacked in the center section takes care of that problem. And then we need to work towards the corner. I've got to build, make me a pattern how that's going to go around that fender and fit good against the fender. So I'm had my dad hold the piece and I got it cut and slid over a little bit closer to it and putting a bend on the bottom of that piece. Alright, working with a T-dolly, putting a little radius on there so it matches what's already on the car. Again, putting the pieces on each side here. It rolls around the edges on the center. It's going to be, I'll just bend that up quick. There's a 90 and that finishes my rear roll pan. Made it look a little better instead of having those fenders hanging way down. Alright, thanks guys. Remember, this is these videos and pitch slides are 25-30 years ago, so I hope you're enjoying. Thanks. Bye.